It's about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skilled by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix!
Iguodala running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too, with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden, Barrett, and an early touch and an excellent.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
The new COVID variant may actually force CAF to cancel the AFCON 2021 is on the table, and also European clubs are threatening not to actually release their player for the 2021 AFCON. And also Roy is saying that Roy has actually revealed why he actually rejected some suggestion and advice from the Nigerian Football Federation. Also, we are going to be looking at the news actually going around where the NPFL is set, to kick off tomorrow. I'm talking about Friday, the 17th of December. And also we'll look at what really went on yesterday. It seems Arsenal at this point in time, they're 5,000 in that. But my name is Olawale Ayen, and welcome you to yet another edition of Sports Orbit right here on the Leadership Podcast Studio. As you can see, Talifu Usman and Apachu here in the studio to talk sports.
Thank you, Wally. Pleasure to be here. Congratulations on the victory.
It's a Teta's victory anyway. But quickly,
Trust the process.
Okay, we see how that gets to pans out at this point in time. But quickly,
But this is why you come against a big team, you crumble.
the West Ham also for me, they're a big team this season.
Of
Of course, they have defeated Manchester United, Liverpool, Manchester City. So
defeated United not in the league in the Carabao Cup.
in the
But
Let's see,
defeat is anyway, the defeat is defeat.
Of course.
You really can't.
and for the first time in 14 months, Arsenal actually climbed to the top 4 of the English Premiership. So we can see that they are actually coming up at this point in time. We go to our first story where the new COVID variant may just actually force CAF to cancel the AFCON at this point in time, and they're actually talking about it. But aside from looking at the Omicron, talking about the new variant, COVID-19 variant, could they actually is it for me? Is it much reason why they should actually cancel the AFCON Cup of Nations? Taking a look at that this particular competition was supposed to be staged last year, but at this point in time, we have actually find ourselves in this particular situation. Should the AFCON go on or not?
Well, I think the organizer, the CAF, and the host nation and the local organizer will have opportunity to hide under it. Because the Omicron have provided them opportunity to just hide under that Omicron because of coronavirus. If not for crying and coronavirus happened to do it, because the disease of coronavirus were playing football. Week out.
The Euros won the Delta. The Euros were there.
Also, it's definitely that we are not ready. It's obvious that we are not ready for this AFCON. If you look at the MVL, it's not there. So it's telling you that they are not ready for this competition. So and definitely Omicron have given them a opportunity and they want to hide on the right. Definitely, to me, if they have to cancel, I support total cancellation of this 2021 in the sense that because AFCON is held every 2 days.
Exactly.
Remember, we have AFCON 2023. So we can't have just let's say it's World Cup year. So the best thing is to just cancel it. If and then to appeal or to compensate the Cameroon who have put up their You can also award the next one and let them give them opportunity to still hold the next one, and then we move. It's all, to me, the best option is to those countries that are at this AFCON, because it seems to me you can also probably maintain the qualifier who have already qualified, and then start.
Of course, taking a look at the sponsors who have actually invested in this particular competition, Cameroon also, who has actually get to do more in terms of uplifting, giving a facelift to all their stadiums in the country. Should these be actually to be swept aside, and at the end of the day we get to cancel the AFCON?
You know what I even think is, even as much as CAF will claim to be an independent body, we all know that. In fact, not just CAF, all federations outside of UEFA. Anytime UEFA sneezes, all federations, even FIFA catches cold, because that is the center of football. That is where the money is. Don't forget that a lot of clubs have been reluctant in releasing their players.
So many
now we have
managers.
Now we have Omicron. So it's a good way to say, okay, we can't even release our players because if they go there, they might get infected and come back. So you can now even tell the background move that UEFA might even be doing, pushing CAF that why don't you guys just suspend this thing? Why haven't the leagues? Have you heard of any of the leagues in Europe saying, okay, because of Omicron, let's suspend the league like it happened the first time? No, no one. So you know clearly that there's an agenda. That's how it's.
But there's some match,
postponed. It's a different thing. Not cancellation, not cancelled. If it's postponed, I mean, we have said, okay, Premier League, like it was done the first time when the league was almost off for almost like a month or two. In fact, close to 2 months, over 2 months. But this time we're not even hearing about that. They're just talking about, okay, how we take some precautions, what the football must go on. But if it's coming to CAF now, is outright cancellation.
So, even then, the first the coronavirus league was so serious when they suspended the league for almost a month. You remember the plan and they cry for it. It's like that it was ill-advised.
Exactly.
That action.
Yes.
Because of the investment they're not in that million.
Definitely. So these things, for me, like Charles said, if you are canceling it, just completely because we postpone this thing for too long. Is it going to hold or not? If it's not going to hold, just leave everything, let everybody go and rest, and prepare ahead for the World Cup next year.
Of course, still talking about the new variant of the COVID-19. European clubs at this point in time, they are threatening not to actually release their player for the AFCON. According to a statement by them, they said with regards to the applicable protocols, as far as we are aware, CAF, that is talking about the Confederation of African Football, has not yet made available a suitable medical and operational protocol for the AFCON tournament, in the absence of which club will not be able to release players for the tournament. This is coming from the European Club Association at this point in time. Sorry for AFCON is just 3 weeks away from now, and is yet to actually roll out his COVID-19 protocol. Should this be the yardstick for clubs not to allow their players to honor that particular protocol?
It's unfortunate because as a manager, anytime I heard about all this kind of disappointing about that guy, I know. If you're looking at the statement by European Club Association, it's a total insult on people telling you that you will how to manage your own affairs. So, but you don't blame them, it's because of the way you allow as a country and the way you put in, allow them to just get that all the time. So then, but if more, I think that's what I'm saying. Yes, by the grace of God, COVID, the effect of COVID is not much as European or as any other country have related to being on Africa. Africa, in terms of you talk of money, we may not even say that in terms of money we may not be successful. But I believe that in terms of management, we have even managed the COVID more than the European and other because their own level of casualty cannot be compared to what we have in Africa. But still, there's because we are in the season that then you need to make open. You call the clear times and the plans in the clear time what you are going to do to prevent this. Because even the AFCON as it is, it's not only for Africa. Yes, for African players, but the participant and the sector is going to go beyond the Africa. The other foreign who are coming to visit the Cameroon for that's a coach or as a scout or as a manager, anything that can come. So you need to state in a clear time your protocols and what you want to do to prevent any disease.
Alpha, what are preventing CAF at this point in time of them not getting to release the COVID-19 protocol ahead of the commencement of the
I might not know, and we don't know what CAF is planning, but I think the ECA have come out too quick to cast these aspersions on CAF. What makes you think that they don't have any protocols in place? AFCON is still 3 weeks. What does it take to release protocols? It's a matter of days. In a week's time, you can set a template of how you want this competition to be run.
Sorry to cut you. Even the is 2 weeks ahead. Protocols about how you manage the health situation. You don't ought to have it out in 3 months or 4 months of competition.
But if
you saw that in the Olympics.
It get to show that to me that all those team players that is human that even can't or not even ready for the competition. They're just hiding this and that.
No, we can put it that way, but
because they are right, you have to release these people. 3 months ago,
Because,
on the other hand,
people can read it, dissect it, and prepare for it.
exactly. And on the other hand, if European clubs do not release their players, it means there's no competition. Because who's going to play? Imagine the Nigerian team.
But
For
in
instance,
the terms of releasing the competition, I don't think this European they are just trying to do.
that's what I'm saying. They've complained severally about CAF. They simply don't want African players to attend
They
because
don't
of the
want
league.
Africa to
That's simple as that.
and because we don't have a league to compete.
Exactly.
And
So all these are just
our
excuses to
players-
make sure that players are stay put in their club to continue to play the league. They are just excuses.
We don't blame them because we are the one running to their own country.
That's the thing.
What to prevent Africa with all our resources? God has done this country. But why can't we have a league that can also be compete with the European League?
So imagine Liverpool getting to play without Salah, Mane, Navigator, Chelsea also without their key goalkeeper about Mendy,
A lot of them.
and mind you, December, January, February, that toughest month when it comes to leagues around the world. Anything that can actually skate through that particular 2 months, they might just be the winner.
But this argument has always been on. But if you can't say that if CAF all their preparation but they are under compelled by FIFA to release a player for any major competition. But those that is clear to me and that even CAF is not even let us not.
Of course. Khalifa is saying CAF are not ready for the competition. We get to see how that gets to pan out in a few weeks from now. We get the situation. We actually be clearer and we'll know the next step about the AFCON 2021. Away from that, we head straight to the news coming from sacked Coach Genestra at this point in time. He said he rejected subjection and advice from the year at this point in time. He said some certain officials from the NFF they were actually telling him that these are the players who should actually call to the national team. These are the players that should play some particular match. But according to him, let me just read this quote. I know Nigerians are passionate about football. Everyone has their own favorite, and I understand that everybody wants to see some players. We discuss about it. He's just saying that all the players they actually bring on board. He actually discuss with his technical crew before bringing the player at this point in time. Can we just say that he's trying to just to make relevance of the situation?
No, I mean you might not really know. Here's coming. When things happen, we can attribute this to. We can say this is a fallout of the sacking of Rob. These things are bound to happen when someone is let go of a job, especially in the way he was let go of the job. He too, he also has his own side of the story, but we all know how the Nigerian system works here. Has there ever been any coach in Nigeria where the NFF, the Ministry of Sports, sometimes some people not even involved in the administration of the sport from outside who call the coaches to say, there's this player that I have, there's this person that I know, why don't you invite him to the team? I mean, some years back, we knew of a period when even politicians were interfering in who gets selected in the national team for people who had nothing to do with the administration of the game. So he could have a point because there's no way that the NFF might not have suggested one or two things to him, but he being the coach and how they act over there in Europe, the coach always has the final say without any interference. You give the coach his job and you allow him to do his job, you allow him select his players, and that's it. But in Nigerian situations, a lot of times this is usually not the case. So he might have a point. I mean, like I said, the last issue yet to be heard of the sacking of Kenatro. As the weeks and days go by, I know that a lot of regulations will still come up.
Can we say these reasons? Can we say these, role rejecting suggestion and advice from the NFL? Can we actually say they actually contributed to his sack as the Super Eagles coach?
I don't think so. But what is if I become this way, I think it's a further indictment on raw performance as a Super Eagles coach, because it's by this is telling us in clear time that
he was not in charge.
That he no, it's telling us in clear time that he is responsible for the other performance of the Super Eagles. That is what it means. If you say okay, that means he was never nobody was ever imposed on him. So if he believes that he has his own honor to reject and say no to anybody in the NFL, that means whatever decision he takes as a Super Eagles is absolutely his fault and his decision. Definitely he's the one responsible for our performance. So I see a mocking hand in this story.
Mocking hand indeed. But for now, we'll go for a short break. When we'll come back, we'll talk about the NPFL as he said that to actually kick off in across the country come Friday, September 17, and also look at the forest before we end the show. These are many more will come after this short break.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Welcome from that short break. There's two spots of it right here on the Leadership Podcast Studio. We're straight to our next story where players and officials at this point in time, they are eager for the commencement of the 2021-2022 Nigerian Professional Football League season at this point in time. Action will actually begin in Lagos on Friday between MFM and newly promoted Raymond Stars at Mo Abolaji Johnson Arena on Lagos because they were supposed to play MFM home ground naturally at the Agege Stadium, but due to some renovation work going on in that particular stadium, they have now moved to the Johnson Mobolaji Stadium. Quickly, let's look at the fixtures that will be happening this particular week. Going to be say MFM versus Raymond Stars tomorrow in Lagos, and also on 19th, that is talking about on Sunday. I'm going to be seeing Sunshine Stars against the Wicked Tories at the Akure Township Stadium. Niger Tornadoes versus former champions, talking about Plateau United at Amina, Kwara United versus Dankada FC, Heartland versus Nasarawa United. Also some briefly, let's just talk about the MFM at this point in time. They have signed a new coach, talking about Shola Balogun. He has been the one to actually to lead the Mountain of Fire to glory in this coming season. But looking at the MFM, they almost went relegated to relegation last season, but they actually survived this point in time.
Yeah, I remember when MFM, their first season in NPFL, they were the team to beat. They played so well that at the point it looked like they were even going to win the league. But at the point towards the end of the league, they started winning. And in that season, they ended up finishing, I think, 4th or 5th. For MFM, I think why you give them some credit is one of the few private run clubs right now in the NPFL. So I think kudos to the owners for being able to control the club. And good, I mean, thankfully enough, for the past, since they came to the NPFL, they haven't been relegated. So they've managed to maintain their position as one of the teams to watch in NPFL. And of course, knowing that being the only team in Lagos, they have a huge following when it comes to followership in Lagos. And anytime they play at the Agege Stadium, it's always made that place a fortress. There was a time when they were hardly losing games in that place. So it's a tough team to beat. And it's a good thing that the MPFL finally, after about how many months, the league ended in August. This is December. Finally, we can now give a sign of relief that at least the league is back. So we'll sit back, enjoy it, and see how it goes. Will it be an abridged league? Will they end up doing a competition kind of thing where you may not winner will emerge? But like you started, and as they play, we'll see what becomes of the league.
Of course, other matches we see Gombe versus Shooting Stars, FC, we see Aqua United versus Kano Pillars, Novi Stars versus Rivers United. That will be another cracker. Castina versus Rangers International. Abia, Warriors, Oriental Derby with former champions. Talking about 8-time champions, if I'm not mistaken, Yimba at this point in time. That will actually make up the match day one in the English Premiership. So quickly, let's get your reaction. Sorry, Nigeria. Of course, we've been talking about the English Premiership a lot. So now we have to go into the Nigeria Professional Football League at this point in time. So quickly, let's get a reaction on the fixtures of match day.
Yeah, my question is congratulations to the Nigerian players in the domestic league. And just like you see that they are eager to start the league. You think that's the only thing about that's their career. And it's like you can imagine you sitting at home for 4 months without work.
That I was playing preseason.
Forget it. Preseason is not as competitive.
No, at all. Preseason is preseason.
So you can imagine you sitting at home as a journalist sitting at home just reading. So definitely the way you dance for sure. So good that the league is coming back, and just like Rafa said, it's unfortunate. It's part of the thing that we keep on talking about the Nigerian system. The league is starting to the league is complete time. There's no clear time what form and how the league is.
Exactly.
And is it going to be full? You are still midway into the season where other homes of the league are all going to but there's no clear division.
It's a bridge league, actually.
As the league will start, you know when the league is going to end. But there's no any clear time that we are starting this league and it's going to end. Either you are going to play in a division or to they are just silent about it. Those in charge, in fact, they take this country, they take Nigerians for granted so much. They don't care either you deserve to know. Well, good as it is, good as the league is starting tomorrow, whatever it may, and how they start it. They will be the most important is that the player will not have themselves back on the pitch, which is more important.
Of course, it will be a run against time for the LMC at this point in time because they are saying they want to actually meet up with underlings calendar and which the league is expected to end May next year. I wonder how they will actually get to do the magic if we are going to be playing under a condition of players, getting to travel from, imagine players traveling from Kano to Lagos to play match on Wednesday and traveling back on the Saturday. So, but let's wait and see how the LMC will get to manage the league going forward. Eventually, they might actually still go on break for the AFCON tournament. But let's hope. Of course, that's another thing. And let's just hope that we will get quality of games from the NPFL. So talking about the NPFL, Eyimba player talking about Siri Usileme saying that preparation top gear for the Oriental Derby. We know that Eyimba will play Abia Warriors on Sunday, 19th of December. According to him, we are eager to see the league beginning. We are prepared for our CAF Confederation Cup against Al Ittihad, but we do not know what is happening. So our attention is focused on our game, on our opening match against Abia Warriors at this point in time. Speaking on the readiness, Ogunboti is also saying he's the head coach of new promoted Raymond Stars. He's also saying that preparation too for Raymond Stars are in a top gear. But after 50, let's look at the Eyimba match continental engagement. We know that they are the only team in the continent at this point in time, and decision will actually be taken today by CAF on that particular match between Yimba and El Tihad of Sudan at this point in time. That match did not go on in the first leg due to Yimba having finding difficult for them to actually make it to the match. But what should be the ideal thing that CAF should actually do on this matter?
I think CAF will find a way of holding this match because the postponing has not augured well.
Don't forget the Yimba won the return leg 2-0.
Yeah, sure. So, but of course, no thanks to the Omicron variant, which is easily something that people will now use as an excuse to postpone matches or reschedule, as the case may be. So I think CAF should find the middle ground, find a way of ensuring that the second leg of this game is played so that we can move on from there.
Of course, hopefully CAF should decide the fate of that particular match today. But still talking about the Nigerian Professional Football League, Kwara United at this point in time, they have unveiled 12 new players ahead of a new season. Junior Lokosa is among those 12 players. We saw his exploits. He was one time the highest scorer in the Nigerian Professional Football League before he gets to sign for a Tunisia side. But his campaign did actually no make it in that particular country. He has to actually come back to the Nigerian Professional Football League. But Salif, looking at the situation surrounding Abdullah Bufo's side, we know that one time he actually sent his resignation letter, and the club management actually rejected it. And at this point in time, he's set to leave Kwara United when the season starts. We know that Kwara United was supposed to qualify for the continental engagement last season, but the final, decision taken by the LMC, we saw Rivers United, taking that spot. But do you see Kwara United, getting to replicate their performance last season in this, current, in this particular new season that we're looking up to?
Well, I hope so. They do. And if you look at their preseason training and their commission of the preseason event they did, and at the same time, looking at them now, they are bringing 12 new players. And according to these 12 new players are quality players that can hold their own anywhere. So good, they bring 12 and they let some go and train most of the squad that played last season. And it's good. And at the same time, the decision by the club management to even when apply big wanted to play going to where I wanted to go, the club said that no, you did well last season. We still want you to keep it. And every attempt by the people to leave. That's to tell you that the club is coming and they are eager to get results. Maybe this season, they're almost there last season. And they believe that putting more effort, just like they're adding new players, more support from their government, from the government, the state government. They're able to do better this season.
Alpha, looking at Junior Lokosa, do you think he still have a team to offer for the NPFL with Kwara United?
Well, when the league starts, we will be able to assess him properly. Since his ill-fated move to Tunisia didn't work out, sometimes they say when things don't work out for you, it's always good to come back home. To be strategized.
There's no place like home.
There's no place like home. So for him, I felt he was back. Good for him to come back to the NPFL. Definitely, you always find a club who will accommodate him. I mean,
but if you look at it, you look very heavy. Like
when the season starts, I mean, of course, but you know that they've been out of games for a while. So, of course, they haven't been, playing regularly, training as usual. So definitely, there's always, even in Europe, when players are coming back for preseason, you see some players will be completely out of shape. These things happen. As a footballer, you have to always, be trained regularly to stay in shape. So, but I think when the season starts, we'll see his performance. From there, we'll be able to assess him if he's completely finished or if he still has a future.
But have you ever seen Ronaldo stay out of shape?
No, that's Ronaldo. I mean, how many players? Come on. That's Ronaldo.
Well,
that's
Ronaldo.
So,
look at Lokosa. It's unfortunate that some of us expected him to
much more.
Yeah, exactly.
But
But the way we moved to Jack, we foresee that you just a stepping stone to play one season
exactly.
and to move on to the next level. But unfortunately, he could not go. He
At
could
all.
not even make
At all.
his name
Yeah.
where the name Junior Lokosa that was living in the Nigerian league. He went to Tunisia, he not became the
At
same
all.
form and lived there. He can never there. I never even get. We were looking to him to be one of the top strikers.
Exactly, yeah.
Despite,
Yeah.
unfortunately, never even be able to impress, not to the top of
Exactly.
getting invited to the Super Eagles.
Mm.
Well, but if you want to revive his career, I think coming back now
Sure,
it's
the
an
way of-
attempt
yeah,
to revive his career because
definitely,
his career now is at the lower end. So
Completely.
he need to work hard to revive himself because he have age and he still want
Yeah.
to play forward.
Of course, so let's say maybe Junior Lukusa will get to upstage Silas actually played for Nassau United that won the highest scorer last season. Let's see how that gets to pans out. But away from that, we head straight to the foreign before we call it a day on the show. Where yesterday Arsenal actually won their match against West Ham in that particular. We ended 2-0 in favor of Mikel Arteta's side. Crystal Palace and Southampton played out a 2-2 draw in that particular match. Finally, Dele Ayew actually scored for Crystal Palace in that particular match. But Arsenal now they have actually climbed to the fourth of the log table in the English Premiership.
And new when
after,
other teams play.
of course, after 14 months.
Some teams
14
have
months.
game,
But you can imagine with the outbreak of coronavirus, this Omicron variant, the English Premiership might just say we want to call it a day. Let us end the league.
Sorry,
But hey, that will not get to happen at this point in time. But Arsenal, sitting in front position.
Yeah, I mean, when I got on Twitter today to see what was trending was top four. So I was, why top four was trending? So I went there, and Arsenal fans all over the world were in the frenzy. Like it was like Arsenal had won the league. I said, Arsenal they are getting the top of our finals. So I said, let me even take a glance at the table. And when I checked, I saw that the likes of United and some teams have a game at hand.
The likes of Tottenham,
and if they get to win those games, they'll still push them down. So I said, it's not yet Uhuru yet. This is not time to start celebrating. It's too early. I mean, we have plenty of matches to go. So this is not the time. If it was a situation where we have like 3-4 matches to go, then we can start celebrating, not when you still have about 24-25 games to go. Of course. So there's so much to still play for in this EPL. So but kudos to Arsenal fans. Some are just happy that it's been a while since even they saw the team in that ranking, even if it's just for a couple of days. So for now, let Arsenal fans enjoy when it lasts, because I'm pretty sure it won't actually last for long.
Well, it just have fast it puts it in the right perspective that you're not sitting on the borrow seat. Because
the ground of the scene come at any day.
because if you are just still on the table, thank you for the
Okay, you can see.
and if you look at the difference.
That's 1 point separating them from Arsenal.
Even the 1 point between them and the West Ham. Man, you have match 1 point. By the time you win their match, they are up. Even Tottenham.
Three games.
They have
25 points. So imagine winning the 3 games will take them to 21.
Exactly. So
but as it's done, until you win the match.
not definitely until you play it. Yeah,
Until
you play it.
So there was the good and the result yesterday. It's a sweet. It was a sweet.
No, it was because
and it is worthy celebration.
Of course.
More importantly, that
before West Ham has been in,
West Ham has beat all the so-called
beating Liverpool,
beat
beating Chelsea, beating Man City.
Mention Man U now.
Not in the league. No, don't mistake it. No,
defeat is a
defeat.
But
Arsenal won in
either is in the league or in the quarterback or
West Ham defeated Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea in the league.
But have they beaten Man this season?
In the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
No,
But in the league, United took all 3 points in the league.
Have they beat Man this season?
In the Carabao Cup, not in the league.
Okay, thank you very much.
It's good to differentiate it. For real. It's good
So defeat is
it's a different competition.
Of course, it's a different
in the
competition.
league,
But defeat is a defeat anyways.
not in the Carabao Cup. In the league, they are yet to defeat United. United took all 3 points last time.
That's all. So
But the end your campaign, the Carabao Cup.
No, that's fine. It happens. I mean, but we're still in the Champions League, and they are not there. So
Of course,
these things happen.
It's a different competition.
Of course, there's some man
So that's
watching.
what we are saying.
If we start, we get to end this discussion between Manchester United. But there's some a man watching a calendar that will actually be going now. Later today we are going to be matches like Leicester, getting to play Everton, Chelsea versus Leicester to play Tottenham, Chelsea versus Everton. Liverpool face a tricky one against Newcastle, who for me they are yet to actually win a game in this ongoing campaign. But quickly, guys, who should win today's game?
The class of today, Tottenham versus Leicester. It's a top class. Both teams, both teams definitely go. But those need a result. So, and at the same time, Everton Chelsea.
On current form, you might give it to Chelsea that one. On form, like I said, on paper.
But football sometimes
sure.
it doesn't work the way you see.
No, so sure, but Liverpool, Newcastle, of course, it's expected that Liverpool should,
Since I played
do this one playing at Anfield. So, interesting game to look out for.
Of course, this is where we try the content for Sports Orbit today. It has been nice talking sports with Salif Usman and also Alpha.
Always a pleasure.
Of course, viewers, we actually tell you to make a return with us tomorrow for the final edition of the week for Sports Orbit right here on the Leadership Podcast Studio. My name is Olawale Ayen. I'm saying do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye for now. God bless.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advertisements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.